All right, hi everyone. So discussion number one, our first discussion of the semester, you're going to answer the following questions related to chapter one on psychology as a way of thinking. So three questions that you're going to answer for this. First, what does it mean to be a critical or smart consumer of information? So describe what that means. This is something that's found in chapter one. What does it mean to be a critical or smart consumer of information? Number two, I want you to find a headline or story online, right? And then you're going to share the headline and the link to that headline. And more on this in just a second. The third question is you're going to be a critical consumer of that specific headline or story that you found and the different claims that it makes by sharing your specific thoughts, questions, and critiques of that headline, story, and the claims using what you have learned in chapter one. So I gave you a couple of suggestions here. You can find your headline or story anywhere that you want on the internet. But here are a few possible websites with pop news stories and headlines that you can start with. And again, you're welcome to find this anywhere, but there's four different options for you here: Science Daily, Psychology Today, US News, and then Independent. And so in all of these, they have quite a few different headlines. You can pick whichever one interests you, but pick something that makes a claim, right? Oftentimes in the headline, they're going to make like a very brief claim that I think you would have a good time or an easy time critiquing. So let me give you an example. So I went to this last one, Independent. I'm going to shift over here, right? So if you look at this one, the first one that I found that looked interesting to me, people were nicer before social media, right? So just looking at that headline, right, we're inferring that social media has had an impact on people's niceness, right, or their politeness. And so what you would do is you would read this story or maybe the short excerpt from the story or article or headline, and then you're going to critique it, being a critical consumer. How are we defining niceness? What do we mean by social media? Before social media, what were we measuring? You're going to ask yourself all these different questions, kind of critique it using that critical consumer lens that's talked about quite a bit in chapter one and the lecture for chapter one. And that's what you'll kind of outline and highlight for number three. And then also make sure you share the link for this along with the title of the headline, just like I've done here for you on the right. So this is your first discussion. I look forward to seeing what you come up with. Definitely welcome these being entertaining. Sometimes mildly offensive is even more entertaining than anything, but whatever you can come up with is totally fine. So can't wait to see these. Good luck on discussion number one.